Hi, it's Michelle from Pickle Hill Design, and I'm doing a tutorial on how to make this miniature folio. I've printed out some templates that I just finished making, and I'll be going through how, step by step, to put them together to make a very similar miniature folio to this one. The papers are not going to be the same, it's just going to be a blank template, and I will have this available free to those interested parties at Dropbox. So how I'll do it is, if you leave your email address, or I will provide my email address and you can email yours to me, and I will give you access to the folio template. There's 2 pages, and this is what they look like. So I've included some images that I know are copyright free, either in the public domain or items that I possess from authentic vintage ephemera. So we're just going to get right into it. It's really easy. You're going to be so excited how easy this is. So we'll start with the first part on the first page. And this is all about folding. So we're just going to fold on all of the lines indicated. You could use your scoreboard, but it's just as easy to do it this way. So first 2 lines, second 2 lines, and then this side. And the last one. And I have put on a crooked off-center indicator for a notch. I better fix that. So I'll fix that. But this is going to be your first pocket. So we're going to glue this down, and it'll be the first pocket. So I do have a walkthrough video of a process video of how I put this particular exact one together, and it has this pocket. So that's what we just made. So we're going to move on to the next part, which is the first section of pages, which I'm calling these the pages. So that flap corresponds to this piece here. So we'll fold it down, and before I forget, I would like to round the corners. Round the corners on both sides. This side is also going to be the flap of an envelope in the middle of the pages. So here's the first one, and you'll fold up towards the other line for this one, and then down. It'll be accordion style. Fold, fold back, and then this is another envelope on this side, so it will represent the flap of the envelope. So on your template you'll have the front of the first envelope, which goes here. Oops, that is not the right tool. We'll use this, and now we'll glue this on just 3 sides. And now we've created this envelope. Now we'll create this envelope with our second section of pages. So we'll take out this notch, and Right, so it's going to go this way and we'll fold back. And away. And up. And now we'll glue on 3 edges. And we'll align it with its counterpart on this side. And now we've made this envelope. We're going to continue with the final section of pages. And this will be glued on here. The way I've designed this folio is this one is folded down, so we'll do the same and make a pocket here and just freehand fold to meet the center line approximately, and then we will glue on 3 sides. Oh, I haven't folded this one. I will fold it to make it easier on myself. Away, and then back towards you, or back towards itself, and then we'll glue on 3 sides, and now I can see the edge. And you'll stick it onto the preceding section of pages. Now you have your folio, and this will go glued onto the inside of the folio. So before we do that, we're going to glue together the pages. That open. So this one, the next one, this one, okay, and now we will glue this to the inside back of the folio itself. Okay. On the second page of the template, you will have the pages for the notepad. So there's 4 of these here. I'm missing one. So we have our 4 pages. We're just going to stack them together, top edges aligned, and just run a bead of glue across the top edges and just kind of smear it in to the top. And that's always worked for me. You could run a staple right here and have the same effect. And now just a small bead of glue on the back top, and this goes here. So now we have the pockets for the top and bottom flaps. Top flap, bottom flap, and here's top flap and bottom flap pockets, which I have sized. Also these envelopes to the same size. So this is part of the kit, and I thought I could at least provide some options for your folio. So we'll use this in lieu of that, but there's your template if you want to use your own paper for this part. So here's a piece for the top. This is an envelope from my personal stash that is very old. It's from the early 1900s. And so is this one. So we'll use this one too. And it's on the same side. This one, the cutout was on the opposite side from this side, but this is how the original envelope was, and whoever owned it tore it open that way. And so we'll just use it that way. Okay. We also have inserts, tags, for these pockets, which I have also sized these objects for, and they're tiny. I think that one's a receipt. And this one is definitely a receipt. And so those will go in there. Now, this is for a booklet. This is the booklet cover, and this is the booklet inside pages. And these are really my Nat Geo book, which is missing. Found it. So this goes in here, and what I have, because I don't necessarily know that, although this is from 1921, if I'm allowed to sell it or give it away as a reproduction. So this I own. It's from 1915, Elvina M. Cornelius. She was a teacher, and I know that because I have a lot of her personal letters to her brother and her teacher's contracts from New York State. And so I have also sized these pieces of ephemera to fit in the book as the Nat Geo alternative. So you would make a pocket somewhere, or a belly band, which is where I put the belly band on this one. So you would put a belly band across here, and it could be tucked in. And I just would put a staple through here, or you can sew it, but this is going to be faster for me at the moment. Stapled the bulletin class register. This is a letter that I have from to Mr. George Geo. I think that's short for George Sidway. I don't know, I can't just spell George, it's not that long. And that is October something 1900. So I own that letter too. But here's a piece of ephemera from my collection that you can put in your folio. So what we'll do next is the pocket. So this pocket goes here, and what I would need to do really first is the closure. So we'll move on to the closure, which on the original is a button and an eyelet and embroidery floss to seal it all together, which should close it. And I put beads on this So I would leave that up to you, how you want to embellish the string. So just for the sake of a very generic tutorial on how to do this, I will just move on to installing the eyelet. So the eyelet is going to go on this side, the top flap. And so this is a 1/8 eyelet size, and I use just 2 strands of a length of embroidery floss. Thread it through the hole that the eyelet will go into. That's gonna trouble me. And then the eyelet. Secure the eyelet with a tool of some sort. Oh, that came out good. It's not smashed enough. Do it again. And trim the excess. From the back. And we'll do the button that goes here. And I do the button by poking 2 holes where I want it to go. And I will use a bit of wire from wired ribbon to secure it. You could probably just as easily use thread to do this. But that's pretty darn fast, if you ask me. And oh, I have done this every single time. I wanted to round these corners, and I don't think I can once I install. Oh, this piece blocks my stamp, my punch, from getting close enough to the corner. But while I remember, I'm just going to try to round these corners. Okay, and this part I would suggest covering up with something first so that whatever you use to secure that doesn't interfere with your the tuck that you, whatever tag you put into this tuck spot. And so this gets 3 edges of glue and the tag template for right here, and that will go into there, and that closes that way, that closes that way, and oops, well that's a bummer. Okay, so normally I do a much better job of that, and now we'll just have to, we're gonna have to fake it. So normally I would fix something like this by, I'm just going to tape it down with double-sided tape and then put some pattern paper over it. I'll have to put pattern paper over that. And that is your folio. How wonderfully easy was that? And you have all of these little items to decorate your folio with, and you could cover that right up with that. Anything, really. You're going to cover it all up with collage anyway. So, yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun for you to work on. I'm glad I could do it for you, and I'm glad that folks showed interest in wanting it, and that was a lot of motivation for me, and I think it came out very well. So I'm sure you'll have questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Leave your questions in the comments below. What I intend to do is allow you access to a Dropbox file with these 2 sheets in them, and do that by either you leaving your email in the comment section of this YouTube video, or by emailing me, and I will leave my email information in the info box below the YouTube video. I sure appreciate you watching. Have a good night.